Ray. What do you want to do tonight?
Same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
This is a seminar on the subject of the psychology of money, success, and prosperity. So we're talking about the psychology of money, success, and prosperity. Now, exactly what do we mean by that? That state of mind which has power to obtain and attain whatever good is desired. So in this series you will find that we will be dealing with money as states of mind. We will be dealing with money as thoughts, moods, attitudes, and ideas. Psychology of money, those states of mind relative to money, those thoughts, moods, attitudes, and ideas which attract or repel money. In this series we say that there is that state of mind which attracts money, which attracts success, which attracts prosperity. And loving and blessing prosperity and those who are enjoying it is a state of mind, an attitude which attracts that same kind of success, prosperity, and money to you. A feeling. We're dealing with the psychology of money, success, and prosperity. Certainly we are dealing with the feeling nature. The feeling nature has so much to do with money, success, and prosperity. It is important in order to have money, success, and prosperity, one should cultivate the feeling of money, the feeling of success, the feeling of money. You should cultivate it even before you may have it. To rush along for just a moment, I have an affirmation that has to do with cultivating the feeling of money, success, and prosperity. I've given it to you many times before, and it's worth giving to you over and over again, and it's this: I feel rich and elegant. Together? I feel rich and elegant. I suggest that you particularly use that affirmation when you're grooming yourself. So even while you're dressing, while you're grooming yourself, you can be working with the psychology of money, the psychology of success, the psychology of prosperity, and it's a good time to talk to your feelings and say, I feel rich and elegant. It will even make your face look better. I have a habit, even if I'm driving along in my car, very often I'll say to my driver, if I see somebody who is dressed very tastefully, who's dressed rather well, I'll just admire the way that person is dressed and sincerely love and bless that person, and sincerely love and bless the fact that that person looks successful and prosperous. And I told you years back, you should really never pass a bank unconsciously. Don't be, as Jesus said about some of the people of his day, having eyes and see not. People, don't go around talking about the lack of money and you're passing. It would surprise you to know how many banks you pass a day. Take one day this week and count the banks you pass. Now, what good will this do? This will increase your consciousness of money. And whatever you increase the consciousness of, you will also increase the experience of. This week, I want you to become conscious of banks, become conscious of money, to the point that you're going to be counting banks. We're going to do things to increase our consciousness of money. Because here again, this is the purpose of this series, to increase your consciousness of money, success, and prosperity. And if I can help you increase your consciousness of money, success, and prosperity, you will automatically increase your experience of it. That's why tithing is so good, and I'm glad tithing came up again, and that this lady submitted her tithe after getting that big settlement, because one of the things that I disagree with the author of this book about, the book Money Love, is the fact that he says, of course he's fair when he says this, he says that he has never yet been a tither, but friends of his who are tithers report to him miraculous results from their practice of tithing. And at some time or the other, he says he may try that. Tithing is so very important because here again, it increases your consciousness of the spiritual and mental source of money and all good. Tithing is really like the farmer who takes his best seed first and gives it back to the earth so that the earth multiplies that seed and brings it back to him again and again as a continual harvest. In terms of success and prosperity, there are really two times that you should give. You should give first when you want something, and you should give first when you receive a blessing. As a matter of fact, we may also say two good times to give is from your first and from your last. We've had some interesting things happen with people giving. People have been down to their last and they've given it, and miraculous things have happened. Well, if you're down to your last anyway, you might as well do the best thing with it, plant it as seed. People who really become tithers are surprised about two things usually. Number one, the 90% left after the first 10% is given in tithe usually goes much further, and people wonder, wow. The next thing that may be surprising is how more money will begin to come to you in unexpected ways. And people who have been having trouble trying to meet their needs and do things out of the whole 100% income suddenly discover that, strangely enough, what's left after my tithe goes much further than it did before I started. Again, Jacob made a vow to the Lord. He made a deal with God, talked about that. He made a deal to prosper, and it was concerning the mystic power of the number 10. And he said to God, of all that you give me, I will surely give you a tenth. And we're always in this world planting and reaping, planting and reaping. If we don't plant, we're not going to reap. And again, the farmer takes his best seed. He takes those out first. He says, let me take my best seed here. And what does he save that for? To plant. It's just like that old pump that I gave you a demonstration of when I had the money pump here a few weeks ago. The first thing you had to do with that pump was what? Pour something in. And then the first thing you did with it after you caught it and got it going was what? Catch something else to leave. You had to give first twice. And the pump does not care how thirsty you are. You can be dying of thirst. Your baby can be dying of thirst. You ain't getting nothing out of that pump until you catch it by putting something in it. And as soon as you catch it, don't you get all excited and happy and start pumping and getting the water you want and forget to catch some water in the cup or the bucket to leave for the next time or for the next person. The first thing you do when you start pumping is what? Catch some water to leave. You're tired. Now, there are states of mind, thoughts, moods, attitudes, and ideas which draw money. State of mind is the only thing that ever does anything, or has anything, or gives anything, or receives anything. And of course I'm saying consciousness in a different way. Your very physical body is the incarnation of your state of mind. It is said by scientists that every 7 years you do not even have the exact same physical body. All of your cells have changed. 7, by the way, is another one of the mystic numbers. It's a number of completion. It's a cycle. It's a cycle in the cosmos. It's a cycle even in your affairs. And every 7 years you have an entirely new, different set of cells comprising your physical body. And those cells are manufactured out of the nature of your thoughts, moods, attitudes, and ideas. In just about every one of the success ideas, I give you that affirmation. Age has no power over me to make me sick and feeble. Only God has power over me to make me well and keep me well. You better keep saying that to your body. Otherwise, your body will be under the governance of the world thought, of decay and disintegration. You have to put your body, your material affairs, under the governance of the Holy Spirit, the spirit of wholeness. Now, and your financial affairs are the direct outcome of the nature of your thoughts, moods, attitudes, and ideas. State of mind is cause to state of affairs. Repeat that after me. Mind is the only cause in the universe. There is no other cause. There is no other cause to state of affairs but state of mind.